In the first episode of our Café Minamdang series, we saw a hit and run case where Shin Gyung-ho was the culprit who ran his car over a biker, and instead of taking him to the hospital, he took that alive man and dumped him under a highway. The biker was found by Nam Han-jun and his team, and he was sent to the hospital. Also, the case was reported by Nam Han-jun to Han Jae-hui, who is now investigating the case as an attempted murder case and not a hit-and-run case. The second episode begins with a scene where Han Jae-hui slaps Nam Han-jun with a shoe and vanishes in front of his eyes. And our Shaman becomes determined to catch her sometime. Scene shifts to the police station where we see that the cops are working hard to find the culprit of this attempted murder case, and they get hold of a dashcam recording in which they are finally get to see the face of the culprit, who is none other than our Shin Gyung-ho, the vice chairman of S Group. Soon after, their excitement turns into disappointment as they recall that Shin Gyung-ho has also attempted a murder in the past, but he was released easily due to his connections with the people in power. The next scene, we see Shin Gyung worrying about his recent crime where his wife Leeminho, who is also the CEO of MK Hotel, brings Nam Han-jun, the shaman. She brings the shaman in order to get help from him on his recent criminal case. When Shin Gyung shows disbelief in the shaman tells him about his previous murder, where he killed one of his subordinates brutally but got released by unethical means. Hearing this, Shin Gyung-ho started laughing like a madman and immediately asked Nam Han-jun for his help, with a promise that in return he will give him a lot of money. The shaman agrees instantly and also gives a warning that this will be the last time when the shaman will help such a criminal. If he commits any more crimes, then no one will be able to save him. Meanwhile, in the police station, the cops think of looking into the car of Shin Gyung-ho, with which he has committed the crime. But nobody will grant them a warrant because of Shin Gyung-ho's connections. Suddenly, Han Jae-hui thinks of an advocate, Cha Do-won, also known as Mr. Chatterbox. He is famous for his extreme talking skills with which he compels the criminals to admit to their crimes by frustrating them and making their ears bleed. He is also an advocate who fights always for the right cause. Han Jae-hui calls him for issuing the warrant against Shin Gyung-ho, and Mr. Cha instantly agrees. The whole cop team moves ahead to catch Gyung-ho, and they tell the new recruit to stay at office and send them the warrant online whenever it gets issued. In between, the shaman's team derive a plan to send a tape of Shin Gyung's crime to the police station before the warrant gets issued. So, by law, that evidence will hold no value as the police got it before the warrant got issued. The evidence reaches the station at 10:35 am and the warrant gets issued at 10:36 am. Unaware of all this, the cops reach the residence of Shin Gyung-ho, and when they were talking to him to take him to the station for further investigation, Nam Han-jun interrupts them and tells them that this time they will not be able to keep Shin Gyung-ho in the station for long. Hearing this, Han Jae-hui gets furious and goes to have a conversation with the shaman and criticizes him on the choices of his clients, on which the shaman replies that there is no harm in earning some money from the corrupt people. In between the conversation, he sees Han Jae-hui closely and doubts that she was the lady who was stalking him lately. Han Jae-hui dismisses all these allegations and leaves after giving him a solid punch. When the cops reach station along with Shin Gyung-ho, they show him the evidence tape, and for a moment he gets scared. To his relief, Nam Han-jun comes at the station and tells the cop about the difference of 1 minute between the evidence and issue of warrant. and shamelessly orders the cops to uncuff Shin Gyung-ho. Whereas outside the station, Shaman holds Gyung-ho by his hair and reminds him not to commit another crime again. Full of rage, Han Jae-hui comes again towards the Shaman, and in the flashback, she remembers that how Nam Han-jun was her karate teacher and a noble policeman. She used to admire him so much, and how much he has changed now, just to earn some money. She tells Han-jun about the family condition of the hospitalized biker and beats Han-jun again in frustration. In another flashback scene of Kim Sang-hyuk, the junior cop, we see that the shaman has actually told him that the shaman will make sure to put Shin Gyung-ho in jail. He is only waiting for the right time. But the others don't believe the junior cop. Here, the viewers get a fair idea about the planning of the shaman. He only wants to earn some money from corrupt people, and once his requirement gets fulfilled, he himself turns those corrupt people in the jail. Now, we get introduced to a new character, Jung Chong-gi, who is internal inspector of National Police Agency. He was the one who saved Gyung-ho from the first murder case also. And this time, Gyung-ho was bribing him with double the amount of their previous deal. So obviously, he agreed. Scene shifts to Café Minamdang, where Nam Han-jun is unable to sleep as Jae-hoi's words are making him restless. He comes outside and starts making a plan to catch Shin Gyung-ho. In this plan, he mentions Shin Gyung-ho, the culprit, his wife, leeminho, and Jung Chong-gi, the internal inspector. He advises his team to make a rumor that Jung Chong-gi is planning to give crimes evidence to leeminho. And when Shin Gyung-ho will know about this, he will definitely want to kill Jung Chong-gi. Shaman's team will take advantage of this fact and they will strike a deal with Jung Chong-gi. This way, Shin Gyung-ho will be arrested without direct involvement of Shaman and his team. In the episode 2 finale, we see that Han Jae-hui goes inside Café Minamdang building and finds the photo of her brother on the TV. But before she could search anything more, Shaman and his team come back to the building and Han Jae-hui has to hide. She hides in Shaman's room. Soon after, the Shaman gets suspicious that someone is in his room and moves ahead to look for the intruder.